It was football time.
You're embarrassed. I mean, you just got spanked pretty good.
And the king has thrown for a big 6.
I'm always say Derek MVP for sure.
Good day. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. It's a glorious day here in New York City. And look what the cat dragged in. Keyshawn Johnson ready to take on Stephen A.
What's up, my
Smith.
brother?
What's happening, man?
What's going on, man?
I'm just living the dream.
All right,
being with you and Molly.
you all right? You all right? I mean, the
living the dream.
Dodgers are home. Dodgers
Yeah,
are
I'm
home.
moving
Are
on,
you okay?
though.
Are you okay?
I'm good. We moving on. We won last year. It's time for somebody
So we
else
just gonna
to win.
move on.
And here's
It's time for somebody else to win.
here's somebody else that's
share.
going to win. I'm rooting for Dusty Baker.
So am I.
So
am I.
So, you know.
So am I.
I'm
So am
rooting
I.
for Dusty because as a kid, I used to sit in the left field pavilion and watch everybody throw the bubble gum out on the field before the start of the game.
Yeah, but you didn't bring up Dusty Baker last week when you was wearing the Dodgers t-shirt. That's all I'm trying to say.
At least I was able to wear a T-shirt last week. Your baseball team been eliminated. I'm assuming it's the Yankees. I'm assuming.
That would be the correct assumption.
So at least I got to wear my uniform a little longer.
Right.
Great spin by you. All right, week 7 is in the books. One of the surprises over the weekend was the beatdown Joe Burrow and the Bengals put on Lamar Jackson and the Ravens 41-17. But now both are tied for first place in the AFC North at 5-2. Just yesterday, Stephen A. said he'd take Burrow over Lamar Jackson. Take a listen.
Going forward, though, you're taking Joe Burrow.
I'm saying because
over Lamar Jackson.
Only because of this one position. I have been a stickler for many, many years. I know how electrifying Lamar Jackson is.
Right.
But I've been a stickler for years about when you play the quarterback position, I have to believe in your ability to throw the football consistently. Watching them throw the football, Joe Burrow just appears to be on another level.
Okay, Keyshawn, talk to me. Who would you rather have, Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow?
Here's what I'm going to say, Molly. I like Joe Burrow, but I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment either. I love Lamar Jackson. Ever since he's come into this league, the only thing he's done is go to the playoffs, win a playoff game, continuing to get better. We've had this conversation many times, Stephen A., about Lamar Jackson's ability to throw the football. The moment y'all say he can't throw from in the pocket, the man is complete 68% of his passes from inside the pocket. When they say he couldn't, and all he's doing is showing you different. Yes, they got shellacked by the Cincinnati Bengals. Big deal. So what? That's not that big of a deal. He didn't play bad. He didn't play great. But at the same time, there's probably 3, maybe 4 quarterbacks that I would take over Joe Burrow post Patrick Mahomes entering the NFL. What I mean by that is Mahomes came in at 17. Anybody after 18 I would take would be Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert. Those would be the guys that I would take before I even get to Joe Burrow. Okay? And Lamar Jackson is in front of that line. I don't understand when you look at a dynamic playmaker, both with his legs and his arm, defeating and beating all odds against him consistently, and has his team in a position to make a strong playoff run. Why is that a problem?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's a problem, and that's why I think you're wrong, because you're getting all emotional about it, and that's fine.
I ain't crying.
I understand that don't mean you ain't got to cry to be emotional now. We all know that. But here's the reality of the situation. Lamar Jackson is sensational. Nobody's taking that away from him. And just because you say you take somebody else is not to denigrate Lamar Jackson like he's some scrub. This brother's a former league MVP, and he's box office, by the way.
Absolutely.
As far as I'm concerned, he deserves more money than Josh Allen. And Josh Allen's getting 6 years, $258 million. I get all of that. But what I'm saying is, from the quarterback position, when you sit back and you watch somebody be a pure passer, when you look at them, I just believe right now, Joe Burrow appears to be that guy. Now, can Lamar Jackson prove me wrong? Sure he can. When I see him do it in the playoffs. That's
you ain't seen Joe Burrow do nothing. He ain't made the playoffs.
That's what this is only his second year. Last year was his rookie year. He got hurt his rookie year, Keyshawn. I mean, damn, he's a puppy. He's just getting started. Hold on, wait a minute.
No, man, I can't let you do this.
No, yes, you can.
On your own show, I can't
you
let you
absolutely
do
can
this.
let me do that. And here's why you can let me do that. Because you brought Justin Herbert into the equation. He ain't been in the playoffs either. Last year was his rookie year. And he had this rookie year, and then he has this year. So what I'm saying is, when he's been on the field, you're going by what you see to elevate Justin Herbert. I can do that about Joe Burrow.
And I say you couldn't. I'm just saying you are wrong to
I'm
think
not
that,
wrong.
Okay.
I'm not wrong. But go ahead.
I don't think that there's today.
Okay.
I don't think there's 30 other teams in the National Football League that wouldn't take Lamar Jackson over Joe Burrow.
And listen, you know what? I'm not going to dispute that. What I'm saying to you is this. You're going to take Lamar Jackson because of the electrifying overall
So why are
talent
we
that
even
he brings
having
to
this conversation?
Because you saw me yesterday talking about Joe Burrow strictly as a passer, and you took issue with
So
that.
let me
so my
ask you,
point
let
is
me ask you
that's
this,
why
though.
we started off
Let
with
me
this.
ask you this, big bro.
Yes,
let
sure.
me ask you this.
Sure.
So, Molly, too, Lamar Jackson is completing, 68% of his passes.
He's at
whatever
64.9%.
Okay,
right now.
dropped because it dropped.
Yes.
Let's just use
He's at
68.
60. No,
Burrow's
he's
at 68.
He's at 65. I have all the numbers. Burrow's
Joe's
at
at
69.
69.
They both have a 60
So,
QBR. They have the same
If
amount of
they
yards.
wasn't out there dropping passes at an alarming rate.
You've been saying that a while now.
What?
You've been saying that around. It has happened, but they've caught some passes too.
Yes, and it elevated it. But that Detroit game, when they was out there fumbling and
That
doubling.
was a bad game, absolutely.
So my whole point is, you say completing passes. If they were at 70%, is that a problem? What you want them to be at 85%?
No.
What do you want them to be at then?
No,
Tell me.
Again, it's not about a number. I'm comparing because
It has to be about
let
a
me
number,
finish.
Stephen A.
This is what you're missing. Lamar Jackson, the stud that he is. Why do I keep bringing up Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, people, Justin Herbert, people like that? Derek Carr, even. Let me finish. We can go there later. Absolutely. They're standing there in the same conference. See, if this was something where they never meet one another and we could just speculate, I get your point. But what I'm trying to say is that at some point in time, for Lamar Jackson to get to the promised land, the likelihood is he's going to have to go through them to do
And
it.
they gotta go through him.
And they got to go through him.
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying to you is I'm looking at it from that perspective, not taking anything away from his greatness, but I'm simply pointing out when you've got
So you
four
don't
players.
think he can do it?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying until he does, this is what I think. And when I think about Joe Burrow throwing the football, I have more confidence in him purely throwing the football.
Okay, I'm
than
gonna
I do
say
Lamar
one thing.
Jackson.
No.
Not
Give me
playmaking.
I'm gonna say one
give
thing,
me
and we're
your-
gonna let you go, Molly.
Keyshawn, give me your one major point on why you like Lamar better. He's saying it's throwing the football. Give us your
Because
one major
I
reason
feel
why.
like no matter what the situation is, I'm always in it. No matter what the situation is. Rain,
So he's
sleet,
a
or snow.
playmaker.
And Joe Burrow got way better skill position weapons.
That is true.
And Lamar is still out there cooking.
Hold on, wait a minute,
Stop
wait a
it.
minute.
No, I'm
Don't
letting Molly
concede.
move on.
Don't-
You
yeah,
lose.
we are moving on.
Hey,
Oh, my
lose.
God.
I ain't gonna do that.
Monday Night Football.
Oh,
We
my
had the
goodness.
Saints and Seahawks
I
in
see how the
action.
day's going.
I'm proud that we're listening to time cues, though. I mean, this is special.
All right.
For Seattle, Geno Smith was at the helm as Russell Wilson recovers from a finger injury. But Jameis Winston and the Saints got the W on the road in what is a hostile environment to play. 13-10, low-scoring affair. New Orleans 4-2, second in the division behind the Bucs. We know Keyshawn's nephew, star receiver Michael Thomas, could be back soon. He's not even out there yet. So with that being said, Keyshawn, what is the Saints' ceiling in the NFC?
You know, I feel like, and I felt this way at the beginning of the season, yes, I'm a little biased, and yes, it is some nepotism on my side with my nephew once he comes back healthy. I think they get some added boost. I think they probably could be a 2-3 seed, and here's what I'm thinking.
What?
Because of their defense is getting better, and when he comes back, he adds an extra element to the game. He gives a different comfort level to Jameis Winston. Don't look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which, by the way, the New Orleans Saints accept the playoffs. They usually beat Tampa every year in the regular season.
That is fair.
Sean Payton, for whatever reason, understands them a little bit.
Okay.
So you look at that.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers are there. The Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Cowboys are there. So you got 2-3. I'm saying they could probably be in that 2-3 category. I don't think that they're going to catch the number one seed, but I think 2-3, they could. They can catch 2-3.
That is ridiculous.
Tell me why.
That is ridiculous.
Tell me why.
First of all right, well, let's go down the list. Unfortunately, we have to put the Cowboys in that mix. Fair enough, the NFC least. We got to put them in there, right? They ain't playing against anybody. It's all right. You got to put Arizona in there. They're the only undefeated team in the NFL.
Okay.
You ain't catching Tampa Bay. You ain't catching them.
Why you not gonna catch them?
Because you're not going to catch them. You're not going to.
So Tampa ain't going to lose no more games the rest of the season?
I don't think that Tampa Bay will.
They got to play each other. Hello?
Yeah, they're going to win both games. They're going to win both games.
They won both games last year in the regular season.
It's not going to happen. No,
I'm just telling you.
It's not going to happen this time around. I'm saying it's not going to happen this time around.
I can't see in the future as far as you.
Okay, now also Green Bay. All right, so I just gave you 4 teams. I just gave you 4 teams. I mean, you could get
Green
a
Bay,
5th seed,
Green
5th,
Bay.
6th, or 7th seed, yeah. But
Green
there ain't gonna
Bay.
be no 2 or 3. That's definitely some nepotism and bias and all of that other stuff.
I'm telling you the real. I
That
do
ain't
have
the-
nepotism and bias.
Okay.
But I also understand how they play and their style of play.
Hold on, wait.
And I
You
also
trust
understand.
Jameis